Here, and this one was a weird one here. So it's 0 days since DC's done something stupid. It seems like this is what I do now. I'm talking about how many times and how many ways DC can screw up their characters. In this case, it's a new character, and I don't know if it's going to be a screw up. We're going to find out. However, with Vita Ayala at the writing desk, I don't believe that this will be a good character. So there is now a transgendered Amazon warrior. Now, this raises so many questions that I am going to bet money that they will not be answered. I will actually bet money that they will not be answered, these questions. Now, my whole idea of this live stream was I was going to do just the one article. I guess I can invite the guys on if they want to talk about things, but I really wanted to get my thoughts out about this particular subject in the first place. So I saw the tweets and I was like, okay, let's find out what this is. And so it's the same guy, no matter what. It's the same article, Rodom Rosak, and he mentions how DC's making strides with queer representation. Now, I've mentioned, I believe it's presentation, not representation. To me, what they're doing is the equivalent of that episode of South Park that talked about the conjoined twins. They had this nurse with a conjoined twin on the side of her head, and they didn't want to make her feel like she was an oddball, like she was another. So they decide to have a conjoined twin awareness parade, but she's the only one with a conjoined twin on her head. So it's basically her walking down the street while everybody stares at her. And that's how I feel DC and Marvel are treating basically any character that isn't a white, straight male Christian. It's not that they're there. I understand people see the headlines and they immediately go to the keyboard. You hate this. No, I just don't give a I honestly cannot care. What I care about, however, is if you are going to try to represent somebody, then represent them as three-dimensional characters. And that is something that's so rarely achieved by these idiots in their agenda. And that's what gets me the ire up. That's what actually gets me to make these videos. Before we go on, hello to Maranya and Grave Boy. Let's see. I am I read the I am by a part in Dave Chappelle's voice when he is imitating Howard Dean. Baya! Right. Let's see. I miss when Marvel was the only one messing up. Wouldn't that be nice? But unfortunately, it is not the case. It is not the case at all. So this, let's see, this incredible clarity was offered by Nubia the Amazon's writer Stephanie Williams on her Twitter, and she says, if you've read Nubia and the Amazon's number one, I did. In order to understand what was going on, I made sure that I read the issue because I didn't want to make any kind of video half-cocked. I don't want to go rushing off and, oh, the anger, let's light the torches. Let's get them. No. I wanted an informed opinion on this, so I actually did my homework and read the comic. Let's see. There are trans Amazons. One of the newest Amazon is a black trans woman. Okay, problem here. We'll get to it in just a little bit. Let me read through these. When Vita Ayala and I were thinking of a way that could provide us with a tool to make things as clear as possible, the Well of Souls was right there, allowing endless possibilities for the Amazons of Themyscira. Okay, so I already told you, and I already showed you the video about how Vita Ayala said she is going to queer up the DC universe. This is not even the middle, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the beginning, but it's not the middle. So expect the DC universe to, I told you guys, whatever Marvel was doing 3 or 4 years ago, DC is going to trounce them. And so she goes on, says, Bia will have a role on Themyscira beyond just existing. She isn't set dressing. She isn't a box to tick. Does anybody believe that? the way they treat gay people, the way they treat anybody, in all honesty, who is not a white, straight male Christian when it comes to this, it's horrible. It really is just presentation, not representation. But she goes to say she is a fully fledged character that is important to her community. What community is that? Because it's Amazon now. Just as Black trans women are important to us in real life. I don't know one. Look, I get it. If you have a member of the trans community in your family, we do. She's not Black, so I can't talk about Black trans women because I don't know any. Now to this, oh, they're all important to her. No, I'm sorry, but the way it works is you have your family and it works outward from there. With me, the most important people in my life are Gail and my kids. And then my parents, my siblings, my cousins, and so forth. Then it goes out like this. I'm sorry, but by the time I got to a Black trans person who is important in my life, I don't know where I would find it. So anyway, I mean, it's a sentiment, but it's just, that's it. It's just a sentiment. It doesn't mean anything. Themyscira is a place for all women. And while in more perfect world, this truth, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop you there. There is no this truth. There is no that truth. There is the truth. And if you have to put that word in there, then even you don't believe it's the truth. Sad reality is that until we take strong strides to show representation and fight for it, there are many that would continue to argue that this isn't the case. Yeah, I would continue to argue because I have 2 daughters. I have a wife, and I'm sorry, but I see men invading female spaces in the name of inclusion all over the place. Ladies and feminists, God bless you. Did you know that the first medical admiral, the first female medical admiral, is a guy who wants to live as a woman? Thank you. In the name of inclusion, men have won the battle of the sexes because all we have to say is, well, I'm a woman. Therefore, I can compete, I can be in, I can go there, I can go there. I can do as I please in either men's areas or women's areas because I said I am a woman. And mind you, by their own words, you could change this feeling throughout the day. It's not even a daily thing where, okay, tagging in as a woman today, tagging as a man today. No. Throughout the day, you could change your feeling according to what the identitarians say. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because they have ended safe spaces for women, using their term safe spaces, through the use of inclusivity. Mind you, once again, I have not yet mentioned anything about the people themselves, which I will be called hateful towards. And let's see, now every Wonder Woman comic from here on out can build on this new established reality. We hope to see many more transgender Amazons to come. Why? I mean, honestly, why? I mean, I know why you want to, because you want to present them. You want to go, hey, look, it's like a zoo. You can look at all the trans characters. That's why they're saying this. They treat them like animals. Now tell me the narrative reason. Tell me the story that you have in your head that that would require not one, but many. That's what I want to see. If you said, holy crap, we came up with this story and we think it's amazing. Now, what we need to do, however, we need to find a way that we can bring in transgendered Amazons because we feel they would be crucial to this story, and it's just blowing our mind. It's blowing our mind so much that we need to get this out to you, and I'm so excited to tell this story. If you said that, then I would believe you. Then I would think that you had the best interest of all these inclusive people, of the best interest of inclusivity that you say you do. But because you don't, it sounds so much like all you want to do is create a zoo for people who are not white straight males. You are the way this is going, they are so freaking bigoted. So it switches to take nothing away for a specific story being told here as well. She promises Bio will have a role, and they repeat the whole thing about ticking a box and all that. when it comes to representation, the most important thing is to make sure that representation or the represented characters are nuanced and as real as any others. And that remains a work in progress for many media properties, all of them. Okay, damn near all of them that anyone from the far left decides to create. That's where it's needed the most, because that's where you find fewer and fewer nuanced characters, no matter what they are, much less somebody who's not straight white. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I wanted to get that across, and I wanted to do a video based on that, and I recorded it, but at the end, the bird went freaking nuts on me, and I lost my place, and I was like, God dang it, just turn on the live stream and let's go. Let's see what other people have to say as well. That's one of the reasons why I didn't share it out and have people here, because this started off as a video. Stunning and brave. Yeah, bandwagon jumping is what it is. Let's see. New established reality, total not cult thinking from an authoritarian overlord, says Bad Comic Reviews. You want a story too? How selfish, says Eric. I don't know. Didn't recent DC reimagine the Amazons to be closer to the myths where they raped men to give birth and killed all their sons? How is that Amazon trans, says Omar Harris. Okay, so I did read the comic, and I'll do a little bit of a review. Unfortunately, because I'm doing it like this, I don't have scans and all that kind of stuff. So I do apologize. You're just going to hear me straight up say. So when Nubia came along, the Well of Souls closed. Well, they finally opened, and souls started pouring through. All of these women who were killed violently by men now have a home in Themyscira. And this is a regular thing. Now, the question, and I say this raises too many questions. The big question is, how long has this been going on? See, because we have been readers of DC for ever and ever and ever. Even the modern continuity, you've heard nothing of this. This is a new thing. This is not something where transgendered Amazons have been walking around Themyscira. Now, according to them, I'm sure they're going to, oh, he's right. We better backlog. Got to get those characters in here. Holy crap, he's making a point. But that's the truth. It's just one of those things. Now, my first thought was you can't have a transgender female on Paradise Island because men aren't allowed. And the whole point about trans is actually transitioning. You want to go from being a male to a female. I hate the term transgendered. I really do, because I do know I do know people who've transformed or transitioned. And they do you know what they like to be called? I'm not gonna screw around here. I'm being 100% serious. They like to be called men and women. That's true. I'm sorry, but a man who wants to be a woman and he makes the transition wants to be referred to as a woman. It's an insult, and from what I gather, to put the word transgendered in front of them because it lessens it. Same with the women to men that I've met. And yes, when you work at theme parks and such, it attracts a lot of people from the gay community. So, and as I told you guys, I'm no longer including the letters. It's just you included the whole alphabet, so there's no point to it. So I'll just say gay community to be short about it. DC is doing the great reset to itself, says Rhaegar. New established reality, totally not cult. Read that one. Not a zoo. It's a sideshow. Yeah, well, yeah, that makes the same point. Let's see. That sounds familiar. Wouldn't Paradise Island be a safe space for women? That's what I would think. But once again, it's female safe spaces, to use their term. They're being invaded by men through the use of inclusivity. And the problem we see, like people who, like myself, who would bring up the bathroom thing, it has nothing to do with people who've transitioned. It has something to do with the perverts who would use that in. They aren't, they're, oh, you think transgender? No, let me say this very clear. No, I am not saying that all or even any transgendered person would do any of this, but I do know that there are perverts out there, and I do know that they would use anything in their power to feed their perversion. So if they're allowed to say, I am a woman today, so they could go into a female safe space, so they could do whatever perversion that is, they will. And we've already seen that. We've already seen that in that spa. And that's what I worry about. Like I said, the erosion of female areas based on inclusivity. I don't particularly care for the erosion of male areas either. You know, sometimes men and women just need to get away. I love my wife. I love her to death. But occasionally she'll let me go to the movies for the day, or she'll go shopping because, you know what, you just got to get away from them for a little bit. England is spewing hate facts again. Okay, so getting to the book. Once again, the Well of Souls opens, and we meet these women who come through. They have some tests for them. And at one point, there's like this maze ball. It's a maze ball. But the transgendered woman, for their term, finishes. They go, you have 5 minutes to done. And my first thought is, oh gosh, please don't Mary Sue this character. Can we please, you know, you're saying you want a three-dimensional character. That means they're going to have problems. And that doesn't mean you make him a jackass, all right? Modern day characters thinks flawed equals jackass. Flawed just means you have problems to overcome. Now, granted, they do have some dialogue later that makes it seem like maybe this person has superpowers. Okay, that fits. We're reading comics. Why not? The thing is while I was reading the book, I wasn't so perturbed. I wasn't so upset by the whole thing because, yes, this is one, it's a new character. It's not like they decided that, you know what, Lois Lane, she's going to be, you know, it wasn't like they did that. This is a new character. So do with her what you will. It's just a weird place to put him on the mascara, you know? And then, so from there, I was thinking, okay, it's a new character. We'll see where they go. This is, in all honesty, 2 pages worth of this story. The rest of it wasn't horrible. Wasn't good, but it wasn't horrible. I read through it. I was like, all right. The art is garbage. The art is god-awful stuff. It really is. Who did the art here? What does it say here? Stephanie Williams did the script. Stephanie Williams and Vita Ayala did the story. And Alita Martinez did the art. And she's bad. She's just bad, guys. I wish I could say better. You know, hopefully this is an artist that will mature. But for now, yikes. Like occasionally she draws these big noses. And occasionally, like, the face will turn, but the nose won't. It's just awful stuff. It really is. What makes a guy cutting his own? Okay, I'm not going to be reading stuff like this, and I will ask Moran, you make sure that you're paroling the comments on this, because I'm not going to. Let's see, overcoming your shortcomings in life and becoming success is stunning. Yes, well, the thing is, look, I'm not going to pretend like somebody who does want to transition doesn't have hard things. I'm talking about serious. Let's get past the politics of it. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, yeah, just wanting to do that to yourself to me is of course weird, because I could never think that way. But I'm not going to act like anybody's got an easy life because of it, or at the very least. And one thing I truly hate is that they've actually, in some places, it's illegal for anyone to give therapeutic help because they think it's transphobic. And that to me is horrendous. Let's see. Would not these new Amazons that come from the well not want to be stuck on the island? Like, should they not have a memory of their past life and loved ones? They actually do seem to have some sort of memory of who they were. or at least the fact that they don't truly, they understand that like they didn't talk about, well, I was an accountant or anything like that, but they do have an understanding that they are new to Themyscira. Now, whether or not they remember where they came from originally, that has not been explored in this particular issue, so I can't speak too much about it. Wanting good story and art, how misogynist of you. It seems to be that direction, doesn't it? If an Amazon transitions, wouldn't that mean they become men then? Except for this is a man who transitioned into a woman who then... Okay, and here's the thing. For them who do believe that a man is a woman if he says he is, they truly believe that. Therefore, what happened was this transgender person got killed and then was sent through the well of souls because their soul was a woman. It was female. So it goes through the well of souls and comes out with a new female body in their Themyscira. So that's how it transfers. That's how it goes through. And that's their explanation for it. Which I guess if you believe that thing, there you go. Fair warning, hate speech of any kind will not be tolerated in this live chat, says Mardania, and she is 100% correct. Before they argue over internalized, yeah, that's going to happen, I'm sure. Let's see, in the George Perez version, they had some memory on a subconscious level, Hippolyta being pregnant when she died. So yeah, and that seems to be the way they're treating this. And I hope it's good. I hope it's something that carries through and they actually write a good book. But you have Stephanie Williams. I want to say Stephanie Powers. I know it's Stephanie Williams. You have Stephanie Williams, and she could be good. But you also have Vita Ayala, and she has yet to prove to us that she can be good. So it's a 50-50 shot here, guys. But considering DC Comics' track record, I wouldn't bet on it. I would not bet on it. It's Vita Ayala. It's not likely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Vita Ayala may tank this. I gotta tell you, though, this is the direction that DC Comics is going in. Now, I was the last off the Marvel train, so to speak. Not really, because I know Venk is in this. But I was saying, look, you got to give it a chance. My thinking is one of the reasons why they don't listen to people like us anymore is because we left. Why should they? Look, if we leave and the only audience they have is that handful of identitarians, why aren't they paying attention to them, right? I mean, I've shown that I'm only willing to buy a couple of titles because I'm a true Daredevil fan, and so far, fingers crossed, it hasn't been too bad with that. But why would they listen to us anymore? We've walked away. We turned around and went. And I got to say, I'm feeling the same towards DC Comics. You want to talk about loyalty? I'm a huge DC Comics fan of the past. And that might just be it. They've been trying to get rid of us gray hairs for a long time now. And this kind of thing is going to be the death knell. Find a narrative reason. That's what I would tell them. Find a narrative reason for what you're doing. Make an announcement about this great story you have, and then prove to us that it is a great story. If you look at the art and you see that the noses are off, or you see that this picture doesn't look good, send it back to the artist. I would rather have a 2-month delay on a book that is awesome than have this crappy stuff that's coming out from it. It's ridiculous. Bad Comics saying they should want us back. They care more about messaging than the secular tracks now. It's ridiculous. So anyway, gang, I'm going to end it here. So it's not too long of a video because I really just wanted to make it this one topic. The video part was actually shorter. I just kind of went on a longer rant here. I'm a talky kind of bitch. Huh? What are we going to do about that? But there you go. That's what I got to say about this. The book itself,
is not horrible. If you wanted to check it out for yourself, I saw it at Comixology. But you might want to fly up the Skull and Crossbones for it. Let's see. LK says, I made my January order for DCBS. It has 2 DC and 1 Marvel title on it. I think I'm down to Suicide Squad. Yeah. I went through the House on the Lake, and now they just started another Joe Hill horror comic, so I'm into those as well. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't know. By the way, yes, I'm going to be doing a review for Halloween Kills for Extreme Movie Show. Links in the description below. And yeah, me and Gail just got back from Halloween Kills, so I want to do a review about that. Thank you, Comic Book Steals and Deals. I certainly appreciate it. Hey guys, do a favor while you're here. Can you click the like button and that kind of stuff, because it really does help. I found out this YouTube just sent a memo saying, hey, this is the secret, some secrets to the algorithm, and apparently if you click it in the middle or towards the end, it actually has a little bit more weight. So please do that while you're here. I certainly could use it. And thank you very much for the kind words to Comic Book Steals and Deals, and thank you very much for everyone for keeping Aqualad's like, no, man, keep streaming for the good. Well, actually, me and Gail, our plan tonight, she went to get Ashley, and that's why I started doing this. But our plan tonight, well, my plan was to make a video, but that damn bird really just started going crazy. But we were going to kick back and watch the movie Old that came out a few months ago. So we're going to see how that's done. We went out and had our date night tonight and went and saw Halloween Kills. And they had a buy one, get one free on. I'm going to die of a diabetic coma. They had a buy one, get one free on ice cream sodas. You know, it's basically soda with a scoop of ice cream or a float. And so I was like, oh, get that. And Gail didn't want one. So I am a fat ass. All right, gang. Once again, thank you very much for hanging out with me, guys. Thank you very, very much for continuing the conversation, keeping it going as you do. And as always, gang, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good time, kids. All righty.